Hello my lovelies, how are you all? I hope you're all okay. Happy Wednesday. We are going to do our usual Wednesday evening live. I know we did do one last week. I was thinking we didn't do one last week because of Duxford, but we did. Sarah obviously did yesterday. She did the block yesterday. It was a cute block actually, really like that one. What else have I got to tell you? We're just about back settled in the shop, got everything back where it needed to be. There's lots and lots of fabric gone into the clearance section, so there's Liberty in there. There's loads and loads gone into the clearance, guys, so if you're looking for any bargains, check out the clearance section. Hi Natalie, hi Anne, hi Jean, hi Helen, hello my darlings, hi Marion. Oh, lots and lots of you coming on. Hello. Oh, hi Claire as well. Lots and lots. Lovely. It's all right. Josh is cooking, so I'm just checking that door was shut because it's noisy. Hi Rachel. Hi Claire. Oh, lots of you coming online. That's lush. Hello. Hi. Everybody okay? You all alright? I am. I'm in a relatively good mood. We are pretty much ready for Create and Craft on Sunday. We've been super organised. I'm already planning April's because I'm like getting really organised. I've got to because we've got the retreats coming up. So hi Lynn, how are you, lovely? And Allegra as well, hello. So first things first, I'm going to show you some new stuff that's come into the shop. So told you about the clearance, now I've got to tell you about the new stuff. So hi Joyce, hello. Right, so new stuff that's come in, guys, is we've had 2 new ranges in. We've had only in pre-cuts. There's nothing on the bolt of this range. This is the new one from Janet Claire. It's called Bluebell. There's like three or four of the layer cakes. It's scrumptious. I'll hold it up for you. We've got charm packs, jellies and layers in this, but nothing on the bolt, I'm afraid, not at the moment. You're all sorted and ready for the Tuffet weekend. Oh, amazing. This is beautiful though. I love the fact she's brought in all these greens into her range this time. Bit of script, you know I love a script. Gorgeousness, really pretty. If you're a blue girl, this is look, you've got like musical bits in there, all sorts. Lovely. I think this is an early release. I'm pretty sure this is an early release, guys. So it won't be. It's only let out to a few people. So there's that one, which is a Bluebell by Janet Claire. These are already on the website, guys, okay? So, yeah, you can go ahead and get these. These are on the website. There are hardly any layer cakes, though. We didn't get many. There's a few charms and a few jellies, but not many layers if you like it. And then the other one that's just come out is the Antoinette, which is French General. They're the new range from French General. And it's the usual beautifulness. Oh, hang on, I'm trying to flick this. Beautifulness from French General. You've got a little bit of blue in there. Look at that blue and red together. It's gorgeous. I have managed to get the pre-cuts online. We have got some of this on the bolt. There's little bees in there, and flowers, all sorts. Really beautiful. And then little butterflies going through to like creams and reds. That beautiful faded red, and then into the deep reds as well. So the pre-cuts are online. That is just gorgeous. The shading in that one is just beautiful. Really. You're dribbling. Good girl. So this is Antoinette. We have got some of it on the bolt. I've put the pre-cuts on. I will try and get the, when I come off online now, I will get the boltage on. Okay, so they are both already on the website. So yeah, Bluebell and Antoinette, brand new in. Right, I'm going to just crack straight on with it. Let's just say hello. So hi Caroline, hi Eileen, you love Antoinette, I know it's beautiful. Hi Julia, lots and lots of you. So actually, let me just come back here because this will be easier to show you. So I wanted a bigger drawstring bag for little man's trains. He's obsessed with choo-choos. He's a Thomas fan. Yeah, absolutely obsessed with choo-choos. And I wanted a bigger bag to keep all his trains in. So I've got a box for like the rail, but the little trains keep going missing. So I needed a big drawstring bag to keep all his trains in. And it's Thomas fabric, you know, why would I not? And I found this pattern on Pinterest and downloaded it. And it's actually a Debbie Shaw pattern, which I didn't realise until I actually downloaded it. So I will put a link. We're still going to go ahead and do this tonight, and I'm going to show you how to make it. But I will put a link to the pattern directly, it's available on Debbie Shaw's website as a link. Okay, so it's a really nice, I'll go back over to the overhead now, really nice big drawstring bag, great for kids, but I think these would be great for makeup bags as well, because it opens right up, and look how much space you've got in there. Can you see? It's really nice and deep. You get loads and loads and loads in there. Okay, square base on it, it stands up really nicely, get everything in there. I think they'd be great for gifts, you know, if you're giving a bigger gift. You know, if you've got Easter coming up, you could put gifts and Easter eggs and all sorts in there if you do that. And then nice drawstring as well. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So we're going to make one of these. But I will put the link up for you. Is it me or are you freezing? I'm absolutely freezer sun tonight. I've got the heating back on. I've had it on for a few days, but I had to put it back on tonight. And look at he's going to love that because it's Thomas. But however, the one that we're going to make tonight, I'm doing in the... the chromacicity. I can't say it. It's all on the website. I've chosen 2 of them, one for the lining and one for the outer. Okay, I love this fabric. It's got, I don't know if you can see on the camera, it's got this beautiful metallic running all the way through it. And I'm going to make this one for me because I think this will be great for in the bathroom, keeping all my bits and pieces and stuff in. It'll look pretty sitting on a shelf as well. It looks very much like a particular Japanese bag, kombuku, I think. Oh, right, okay. Rachel, you haven't cut though, you're unsure what to do. Don't worry, Rachel. Sarah will take you all the way through that on the Tuffet at the weekend, okay? Carolyn's made loads of them now, so she's used to it. So, what you need for this little bag, again, I will put the link up for the pattern, is you need 5 8-inch squares. And frankly, once you've made one, you can then mess around with the sizes with these. It's very, very easy to do. You need 5 8-inch squares in your outer fabric. You need 5 8-inch squares in your lining. And then for the drawstring pieces, you need 4, which are 9 inches by 3.5. Okay. And then you need some wadding. Okay. You could use fusible wadding, but I'm trying to use up all my scraps of wadding so they don't get, wasted. When you cut off bits from quilts and all that type of thing, it's a bag. You could zigzag bits of wadding together to get them the right size. So you want some wadding as well. Okay, so you're going to need enough to cover 5 8-inch squares. But again, zigzag it together, Frankenstein it if you need to. Okay. Hi Margaret, how are you? We're going to start by making the little drawstrings. Now I've already made some of them. I'm just going to show you how to do one and then we'll carry on to the next bit. So you're going to get a 3.5 by 9-inch piece. Okay. And this could be, I'm doing it on mine the same as the outer, but on the one I did for little Jonah, I've done it the same as the lining. But frankly, it could be anything. It could be any coordinating fabric. Okay. We're going to put these right sides together and we're going to stitch down the short edge. Okay, so I'm just going to stitch down the short edge. All right. Hi Melba. Hi Angela. Hello, my lovelies. Oh, lots and lots of you coming online tonight. That's fab. Right, I've got a coordinating thread in and I'm using my normal sewing foot, not a 1/4 inch. I'm just using a bog standard, my normal general sewing foot on here, and I'm going to use edge of foot throughout. So all I'm going to do to start off with is stitch down that short edge. Oh, excuse me, my voice is going. I've got a croaky throat today. There we go. Right, nice easy bit of sewing. You're going to do that. Oh, hang on, I'll get the scissors now. You're going to do that on all 4 of them. Like I said, I've already done the other 3. This was a make it quicker. Look what I got. I've got new, the Karen K. Buckley scissors that I love. I got little mini ones too. I got little tiny ones. We treated ourselves, me and Sarah, at Duxford because the quilt room were there, the quilt shop were there, and they sell them. So yeah, we had little ones. Look, so I got pink ones and green ones now. I love them, absolutely love them. We saw one of our reps today, and we were trying to get them persuade him that he needed to stock them so we can buy them for the shop. I'm going to press this little seam open. Okay, so I've moved it round into the centre like that. Okay, it doesn't have to be dead centre, just centre-ish. And I'm going to press it open. Okay, so just press that first, like that. I'm still on my big iron because I haven't picked up a new little iron yet. And then I'm going to turn the whole thing right side out. Okay, and once I've turned it right side out, just center that seam back up right in the middle. Okay, like that, and give this a good press. Like that. Here we go. And then, so you can see I've already done these here. Okay, then I'm going to fold it in half. So I've got that seam running top to bottom, and then I'm going to fold it in half that way. Okay, so I've got my raw edges together and just press in that seam as well. Okay, like that. So that's going to be the little drawstring bit. Okay, that's going to be the channel for, oh god, that's really hot. The channel for my drawstrings. Okay, you're going to make 4 of those. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, I've done those already. Next thing you want to do is you want to baste up with your wadding your outer fabrics. Okay, Julia, you love your KKB scissors. Can't believe I actually found something you hadn't discovered. Oh, hun, you and Kirsten, the pair of you, you introduced them to us. I'm obsessed with them. They're brilliant scissors. Okay, so scrap of wadding. We're just going to baste up the outer fabric. Okay, so I'm going to spray baste, but if you've got fusible wad in there that you want to use up, some like H640, you could use that. You know, just anything really. If you're going to use them as, oh, they'd be nice lunch bags actually. They'd be a good size for a lunch bag. You could use insulated wadding. That would work too. Just to keep your food a bit more chilled. There we go. Okay, baste that up and then we're going to trim this down. All right, so I'm going to just trim it back down to 8 by 8. Oh, I've got some glue on there. So ruler down both sides like that. I'm making sure my 8-inch line is there, and we're going to cut up and across. Okay, so look, you want to move the fabric, as I know I've said this lots, but you want to move the fabric as little as possible. So if you can make 2 cuts, that's the best way to do it. So up like that, and then across the top. Okay, oh, just trim that tiny little bit, stretched a bit as I stuck it down. Oh, come on, doesn't want to move, there we go. Okay, and then we're going to turn this, because I'm right-handed, so I'm going to turn this down to the left, like this, and then I can do exactly 8 by 8. And I'm just trimming down. I'm not going to do any quilting on it. You can quilt it if you wanted to. Obviously, if you're going to quilt it before you trim it, okay? That fabric would make a lovely sandwich bag. It would, wouldn't it? I think this would be lovely. This little bag would be great. And I think if you used insulated wadding, this would work quite well. Or one of the June Taylor lunch bags. It would work well for that as well. So I've done all 5. Okay, so 4 sides plus my base. Okay, I've already basted all those up. Okay, you can see that's a bit of the salvage. That's going to disappear in my seam allowance. I miscut it, but it won't matter. It's going in my seam allowance. It is directional, this fabric, surprisingly, annoyingly, but I just want to make sure they're all the right way up. I'm going to use that one as my base, and on these ones we're going to add in, we're going to tack on first of all the little channels. Okay, so I just want to vaguely find the center like that, which is just there. I'm just going to pop a pin there just so I know where it is. Find the center of these like that, line those up, all the raw edges together. There's the fold down this end, and pin that one in place. So I'm going to do that on all 4. So how are you all? Everybody okay? Anybody got any news to tell me? Anybody doing anything interesting? Anybody got anything to tell me? Hang on, put a pin there, just keep that on the center and make sure that's on the center there. It doesn't matter if they're a little bit off center, to be honest. It's fine. The group quilt is coming on along a treat. Anne has been working like a Trojan. She's putting me and Sarah to shame, because she's already done her rows and she's taken some of my rows off me to carry on with. She's been doing brilliantly. There we go, like that. Let's find that edge. If I don't get a move on, she's going to have done all of them, and I'm not going to put any of the rows together, but I'm the one who's got to bind it, so because I'm going to do a faced binding on it, so I'll get to do that bit if nothing else. Here we go, like that. What we're going to do now is we're just going to tack this in place. Okay, so I'm going to just do a little stitch starting here, going across like that. And I'm going to do it about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. All right, so you just want it nice and close to the edge. It's just to keep it in place so we can get rid of the pins. Okie doke. Right, over to the machine we go. Oh, hang on, got to move the big. Having a big iron is not easy. It's a pain, frankly. Really got to get a little iron. Right, okay, so I'm just literally just going to tack that into place all the way down like that, just to keep them there. I don't want to, don't sew into this bit, just sew that bit in place. And you've been repairing 2 dance dresses for a Latin American team dancer. Ooh, that's interesting, lovely. Oh, I wish I could like dance properly. I've wanted Phil to take, I've asked Phil loads to take ballroom dancers lessons with me, and he won't. We did do a Lindy Bot class once. I managed to get him to do that, but that was about it. Frankly, it's too difficult. There's no way. I am in no fit state to do that. But yeah, I'd love to be able to tango properly. Just be able to, like, I wouldn't always jealous, but in a nice way, of people that have got a talent for like that. They can just, get up and like properly dance to something, or like sit down and play the piano. I always think that's just so lovely when people can just sit and play a piano or any musical instrument, Okay, right, over we go, back over here. Did it flip over? Yeah, there we go. Let's take those pins out like that, and those little drawstrings are now in place. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to make a tube with these. All right, so I'm going to put the first 2 right sides together like that, and we're going to stitch down here. I'm going to use some clips. 1 and 2, and then we're going to put these 2 together like that. It doesn't matter if what order you're doing them in. I mean, these could be completely scrappy. You could cut 8-inch squares out of anything, and have each side different. That might be quite cute, actually. Okay, so I'm going to stitch all the way down both of these. All right, and then I'll stay over at the machine and do the next bit. So once I've done those 2, I'm basically going to then put those 2 together, and I'm going to stitch that one to that one like that. So I've got a tube. Okay, so, but I'm not going to flip back to the overhead for that because it's just straight sewing. You don't need to see that. Right, okay, where are we? Over here. Maria, you've been trying to think of an idea for a miniature quilt for festive quilts, but you've had no inspiration. Oh, something, is there a theme to it? Is there a theme to the, what's the word? To the competition? Or is it just a miniature quilt? Do you want it to be pictorial, or do you want it to be teeny tiny little blocks? What do you like doing? That's where I would start with it. Nikki, you bought some wadding for your Jeeves bag the other day with the help of Google Translate. You're still in Spain. Oh, amazing! Well done, Google Translate. You bought the new Olicio, is that how you say it? I think it is. Project Iron, it's brilliant, small but mighty. Oh, I've seen those little ones. They are very, very cute. Very, very cute. And I like the way they pop up as well, like the big ones. There we go, all the way down. There we go. And then, like I said, I'm not going to go back up to the overhead because all I'm going to do is just open those out now, making sure that the drawstring channels are at the top, and I'm going to go down the other 2. So this is super easy. So there's a slightly tricky bit coming up in a minute, but it's not too tricky. So going back to your miniature idea, Maria, could it be if you're going for pictorial, is there a landscape you're particularly inspired by? Is there somewhere around you that if you want to do like a picture miniature quilt, that's where I would start. I think I do like landscape quilts. If you're going to do a little tiny miniature, do that. Or if you want to do blocks, remember they're going to be small, so therefore I would start with what technique do I like to do best. sort of, if you're an FPP, foundation paper piece fan, start there and go, right, if I'm going to do something small, I'm going to do it in the technique that I like best. If you're an EPP fan, do that one. Really sort of like have a little think, because they are tiny. Miniature quilts are like this sort of size, aren't they? The size of your hand almost. So Joyce, what's that? Sarah Jane's quilt from yesterday looks good for a little one. Yes, it was for a little block. It was a cute one, wasn't it? Right. Okay. So you can see now I've kind of got a tube. All right. Now we want to fit the base in. Okay. So we're going to fit this into the bottom, which is obviously the opposite side to the channels. Right. And we're going to do this side by side. And this is how I find it easier. So I'm going to pull all this out of the way like this. Okay. And I'm making sure that my seams are pressing away each time, that outwards. Okay. And I'm going to use this piece here up first. I'm going to add that on so that obviously it's going to be very slightly bigger than the piece we want to sew into, because you've already got a seam allowance there. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got about the same amount going either side. Can you see there's the seam there, and I've got, this is the edge here, so I've got about the same amount going either side. Okay, I'm going to start by putting a pin right in the center. Okay, now the next thing I found was easiest was if you run your fingernail up to where you can feel the bulk of this, okay, basically the seam, and then I'm going to put a pin right where the seam is. Okay, so that's my seam there. There's the bulk of it, and I've pinned in just there. That's where I'm going to want to stop. You don't want to go past that pin, all right? And I'm going to do the same this side, because it's a bit like Y seams. You've got to make sure you don't sew into the seam allowance. And I'm going to feel where there it is, where it stops. I can feel it with my fingers where it stops, and I'm going to put a pin in there. Okay, so I'm going to start sewing, same seam allowance, edge of foot, but I'm going to start at that pin all the way along, and I'm going to make sure I stop at that pin. Don't go into this seam allowance, all right? You get much nicer, cleaner base if you do that, all right? So back over we go. Oh, and then I'm going to, get that needle right where that pin is, and just drop my foot down, and then take out the pin. Make sure I lock stitch, so it's lock stitching first, and then I'm going to stitch down. So I'll go a little bit slower, make sure it's nice and neat. The neater you can be, the better the base fits in. Okay, all the way along straight. I'm moving all of this out of the way. Hopefully you can see that here. And I'm going to want to stop where that pin is. So slow down when I get to the pin, because you don't want to hit the pin like that, and then back stitch. Okay, like that. Okay, and then back over we go. Oh, come here. Just drop that. Take my pins out, and you can see, hopefully you can see, because I've got blue thread in there, I haven't stitched these bits in. All right, I'm going to work on the next side. So flip round to the next side, make sure those seams are pointing outwards, and hopefully now, because you've already got this one sewn in here, this is a little bit easier. So one in the center, and now, because I can already see now where I'm going to start stitching, because I've got that line of stitching in, so I don't really need a pin there, but I do again want a pin on the end. So I'm going to feel where that is, make sure this tube is out the way, and put a pin in there. So that's where I'm going to stop. The other little thing you want to do is, I don't just want to start stitching here and catch all this in here. So make sure that all of this is pulled out of the way when I start stitching. Get this right out the way, so that I'm going to start right here on where I stopped that stitch and stitch all the way along, but I've got all of this pulled out of the way. Okay, can you ask what sewing machine you have, please? So I'm wanting one for your 40th. I have got the new love of my life. My sewing machine is the Benina, and it's the 570. I was always a brother girl, and I still rate brothers massively. I really do. I love the brothers. But this is a sponsored machine. This was lent to me by J&B Sewing to try out and use over the next year. And I have to say, I understand why people change to Bernina. It can handle any thickness you throw at it. It's got a built-in stitch regulator. It's like, even on the machine, like I'm not having to move my hands and cut anything. It's all on the foot pedal, which is great. You can program it all in yourself if you want to. You know, you can. It can literally do everything. I love it. But speak to J&B Sewing. They're in Newport and in Cardiff. They've got shops in both, and it's the Bernina. Hang on, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if that'll show. It's the Bernina, and it's the 570. No, you can't see it. Sorry, the camera's not at the right angle. Sorry, my loves. But it's, yeah, go and speak to J&B because they genuinely, it's the best machine I have ever used. I absolutely love it. If it's a little out of your budget, then I would definitely look at Brother. I can't fault Brother either. I think they're absolutely brilliant machines. I know Sarah loves hers. Lots of you ladies, lots of the ladies on here have got them. I had the 1800, which I genuinely loved. The only thing I would say with the Brother that I didn't like was it couldn't handle thickness. It quilted okay, but if I used Bosal or any sort of thick, you know, if I was doing sometimes if you've got a bulky bit, even though it was really good machine on everything else, it just skipped stitches, and it didn't matter what I did. I tried jeans needles, I tried different threads. It just didn't like the thickness. Where the Bernina, it just glides through everything. So there we go. That's my little bit about the machines. So I'm going to again start stitching here all the way along. And I've felt where that seam is. I'm going to stop there, and you can see it's going in really nice and square. I've pulled this one out of the way again, so it comes out there. So I'm not going to stitch it in, and I'm going to stitch along there. Okay, joining you at last. Hi Heather, how are you, lovely? It's nice to see. Well, I was going to say see you, but I can't technically see you, can I? Nice to speak to you. There we go. So all the way down we go. Nearly there. One last side to put in, and then I've got to do the lining, which is basically the same. The best advice I can give Emma with a machine is go and try some out. Go and try them out. That really is, you know, Emma, I don't know if you're local to us or not, if you're around this area. If you are, go and speak to J&B, or if you're not, go and speak to your local dealer, because you've got that personal service. If you know something you don't understand or something does go wrong, God forbid, you've got that somewhere to go back to rather than online. And I have to say, J&B, their customer service, and lots of the ladies on here will tell you as well, their customer service is second to none. It really is. They really know their stuff. You know, they've been in the business for like 100 odd years now, genuinely, because it's a family business. It's been running for years and years, and they really know their stuff. So right, so this one I don't really need to worry about the ends, because I can see here where I'm going to start, and I can see here where I'm going to finish, but I'm going to put a couple of pins in just to stop it moving a little bit like that. And I want to make sure that I'm pulling it out, out the pin, out both sides. Okay, so I'm pulling out this side so I'm not catching any of this in the seam. In fact, you can just put a pin in there just to stop that folding back on itself. And I've pulled it out that side as well, and I'm going to go right the way across. Okay, back over we go. Last one. You're in York. Oh, lovely, hun. Well, I mean, you can absolutely still speak to J&B, but if not, go to your local dealer. Go and play on some machines. You know, because any dealer worth their salt will let you sit and have a go on some of the machines and get a feel for them. Hi Heather, drop in for a chat next time you're in Barbados. Oh, lovely. I look forward to it, darling. Nice to see you. There we go, all the way across like that, and then reverse. Okay, and that's the outer done. Right, oh, back over we go. There we go, pins out like that. Oh, 2, 3, And I've got that base in now. You can see it's gone in really nice and neatly. If you've missed any little bits, you can go back in. Okay, like that's got a little tiny gap there. I'm not going to change that because it's tiny. But if if you haven't quite got the measurement right, then you can just go back in and stitch it a little bit more. You can always do it from this side if you need to. But if I push that through now, I'm not going to clip those corners because they actually give a bit of stability. Okay, if I just push that through now, oh, come on, just push those corners out because this is going to be right sides out anyway in a moment. Like that. There you go, you can see, oh, it's quite big to go into the camera, sorry. You can see that that is now nice and almost stands up by itself. You could use Bozel in this, I suppose, if you want to. Right, you are going to do exactly the same with the lining. So I'm going to whiz through this, guys, okay? I'm going to do this really quick. I'm going to stay over the machine. Obviously, you haven't got the top bits on this, okay? You know, the little drawstring channels. So I'm going to whiz through this nice and quickly, like that, okay? The one thing you want to do, though, with this is leave a gap in one of the side pieces. So I'm going to stitch these two up, but when I open it out and make it into a tube, I'm going to leave a gap on one side, okay? Because you need to be able to pull it through. So you want to leave sort of a 3-inch gap, okay? So you're going to have to talk to me a minute while I whiz through the lining. Anybody got anything else to tell me? There we go. So I'm not going to change thread. I'm just going to do it all on the same thread. You could if you wanted to, if you're using a particularly light fabric, which this is, but it'll be fine. All the way down that one. So anybody got any questions? Anybody got anything to tell me? Anybody been up to? Anything interesting? What have you been making recently? There we go. Right, so on this one, this is the first side. I'm just going to do a complete one, and on the last side I'm going to leave a gap in the side all the way down there. I'm off next week, so there will be there's no 1 o'clock tomorrow, guys, because we were away at Duxford and I didn't have time to prep a second one. Is there a way to design your own FPP? Oh, there is, lovely. It's not easy, but there is. If you're about, Maria, pop in the shop, lovely, and I can give you a hand with it. There are guides on, you can Google it, YouTube it. There are guides and all like that on how to do it. I'm leaving a gap, so that's why I'm doing this now. But yes, absolutely, you can design your own. Absolutely. There is software for the computer out there that does it, but it's quite expensive, I believe. But you can do it yourself. Absolutely, you can do it yourself. So, right, 2 seconds. Okay, so I've done all the way around. I've got that little gap there. I'm now going to drop in the base. Sorry, I've got hiccups now. I'm going to drop in the base exactly like I did the other one, okay? So again, I'm going to do this all in one go on the machine, so you're not putting up with me going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. Your daughter's taking you to Bath this weekend. It was your Christmas present. Oh, lovely. Are you doing something nice in Bath? Now, I'm also being naughty. I'm not pinning. I'm just feeling for the scene, okay? Are you doing like a spa day or something, or is it just a bit of shopping and some lunch out? Bath's beautiful. Right. Cheryl, you're really struggling to sew straight lines on the double bed quilt. I'm fine with small pieces, but your son's quilt is a lovely mess. Oh, bless you. Oh, hun. It's not easy. So, quilting a double bed quilt on a normal machine, it's a bit of a skill. Make sure you've got as much of like this supported as possible. If it means building out, hang on, let me just go this way a minute. If it means like building out, like putting books and stuff here and everything, so that you've got as much of the quilt as possible, supported the weight of it, get it rolled in up over your shoulder as well. That can really help you. And you want to stitch sort of this much at a time. sort of like 12 inches at a time. If it's straight line, I'd stitch 12 inches and then I'd stop with my needle in, I'd reposition everything, get it back up on my shoulder. And remember, use your walking foot, and it's a walking foot, not a running foot, love. So turn your speed right down, okay, and go slow. There's a reason it's called walking. And it's designed to go slow, okay? Carol, you're going to the Jane Austen Museum, and I think there's a Frankenstein exhibition. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, a little bit of gothic horror, lush. Not sure about a spa. Fair enough. I just wondered, girls' weekend, whether it was going to be a spa or not. Sandra, you've been making your granddaughter a pencil case for her birthday, all leftover fabrics from things that you've had from her old clothes. Oh, that's lush. Nice idea. Joyce, what's that? You're having a spa weekend with your sister. Lush. Nice. I have booked. So I'm off next week. I'm in on Tuesday, but then I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm off because it's my husband's birthday, and we are going away, and he loves a spa as much as I do. So I'm going... let's just go across there like that. Sorry, I'm just lining that up. We are going, and I've booked a spa for us as well. So we're going to, on his actual birthday, we'll have a spa day. So we're going back to Amsterdam because we love it. So you think you were doing the opposite of everything you just suggested. Oh, bless you. Yeah, get it up and over your shoulder. Get it as supported as possible. Small sections at a time, and go slow. Slower the better. Eileen, you're going on a Tuffet weekend. Oh, where are you going there? Where are you going to do that? You'll be dining with us, won't you, lovely? Angela, you're off to Hay on Wye tomorrow on a coach trip. Looking forward to it. You haven't been before. Oh, I love Hay. Amazing bookshops. There are just bookshops everywhere. Absolutely love Hay on Wye. Really, really lovely place to visit. Nice. Right, nearly there. Last one on the... Yes, on the lining, just lining that all up, making sure it's all in. There we go. And down to the end. The two museums are near each other. There is a spa. It's the Bath Spa. Oh yeah, I've got. No, Nikki is lives in Bath, so she'll be able to help you, Carol. Right. Okay. Back over here. So. Quickly honestly, once you've made one of these, you'll whiz them together. This is, me chattering. Made that, but I've left that gap there. Okay, so you can see I've left a little gap there. Now you're going to shove all of this inside here. Okay, so in it goes like that. And you want to line up the side seams. So I've got side seam here with the side seam there, like that. And where are all my clips gone? I don't know what, I've lost my little box of clips. I don't know where it's gone. There we go, put that one on there. And then make sure that the drawstring channels are tucked inside. Line up that next side seam. So there to there, like that. Put a clip on that one. Tuck that in. Side seam there. There to there, and I'm nesting that seam as well. Emma, you did a king size quilt on a normal cheap machine. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's totally possible to do, lovely. It really is. But yeah, slow and steady. Really, really, so much slower than you think it's going to be. Stop, adjust, keep. It's a slower process. It's not a quick thing to do a quilt on a domestic. You want to take it gentle. What we're going to do now is we're going to stitch all the way around the top. Okay, so I'm very thankful we've got Daphne. I don't very often do big quilts on my machine anymore because I've got Daphne, so I can free motion it all. Okay, so doesn't matter where you start because we're going to go all the way around. Again, edge of foot, and off we go. Like that. There we go. But yeah, very, very slowly when you're quilting. Really take it steady. A lot of people will do it like on their kitchen side so that they can spread the quilt out and it's all supported, because you don't want anything to drag. You want it to all be, as supported as possible. And like roll it really tightly. Maybe use, a lot of people use bicycle clips as well on the bit that's going through the throat. What's that, Eileen? You love Hay on Wye too, trying to find a weekend to go. Oh, we really wanted to do the Hay on Wye festival this year. We were all going to go, like Sean and the hubbies and everything. But April's just filled up massively. They've got some really great speakers this year. Well, they always have great speakers at Hay on Wye Festival, but it's a fantastic place to go. Really, really beautiful place. Right, okay, all the way round, like that. There we go. Take that one out, put the table back on, and through we go. So find that little gap, there it is, and time to birth the bag. So you're going to pull it through. So pull it through gently, obviously don't rip your stitches, try and get it through. It will all come through, you've just got to be patient and do it bit by bit. There we go, come on. Yeah, that's it. Once you've got the bulk of it through, it'll suddenly go. Okie doke. Right. All the way, like that. Ooh. And we're going to shove the lining down inside, like that. And then you want to give it a quick press. Actually, I'm going to be lazy and I'm not going to press it because I want to just get to the end bit. Now you're going to need to sew up that gap. I'm going to hand stitch that sewn, okay? Don't need to you don't need to see me do that, but you can see that this is coming together. But I am going to have to give it a very quick press. You're going on a trip with 60 pensioners. That's all right, Angela, why not? You don't have to stay with the 60 pensioners. You can go and have a wander by yourself. Okay, Natalie, you sit on the floor with your sewing machine when you quilt, and you found that's the easiest way for me to do it. That's a really good tip, actually. I've seen lots and lots of people do that, because the quilt, you can spread it out completely flat. So if you are able to, I mean, if you've got a lovely horn cabinet, it kind of does all that bit for you. But if you haven't, and you're doing it just on a little machine, normal machine, sit on the floor if you can, because the floor, if you imagine your machines here, your quilt's then all spread on the floor and it's completely supported, and you can keep it a lot flatter than kind of trying to hold it up. Nearly there. Sorry guys, this is very boring, this bit for you to watch. There we go, nearly there, and like that. Last bit there. Okay, you're going to top stitch. Do you know what? I've just realised what the time is, guys. I'm not going to, they're a good group, to be fair, good fun. Oh, brilliant. Oh, you'll have a laugh, darling. Like I said, Hay on Wye's brilliant. I would then just top stitch all the way around this edge, okay? I actually want to change my thread, I think. I don't want it in the navy, so I'm not going to do that now, but you've seen me top stitch before, like I did on this one, just about that far away from the edge, all the way around, okay? Sew up my little gap, and then you've basically finished. You've just got to put your drawstrings in. So I've chosen a ribbon to match. You could make your own ties though if you wanted to, if you haven't got ribbon. If you want to make your own ties, I would just do like we normally do, when we fold it into the centre, iron, and then again. How would you put the pedal on the floor? Oh, that's true. If you sat on the floor, it probably only work if you've got a start-stop button. If you've got a start-stop button, you can obviously just turn your speed right down, go really slow, and you don't need your foot pedal then. Okay, so it doesn't matter where I start, but I'm going to start just here, thread my ribbon through. Okay, you hear people using ironing board. Yep, that works as well. Again, it's all that extra. I've done it on the kitchen work surface lots, on the kitchen side, because that I could use my foot pedal. This was before I had a start-stop button and before I had the long armour. I've done it on the kitchen side because that helps support everything. So yeah. Thank you for the tips. Oh, you're very welcome, lovely. Yeah. Go slow. I think that's the main thing. I think people forget it's a walking foot for a reason. That's why it's called that. Right, so I've gone all the way around like that. Try not to twist my ribbon, which I have just there. There we go. And I want just enough ribbon to go all the way around. Hang on, I'm just going to flat a second so you can see. So without being pulled tight. Okay, so You can see I've got it nice and flat without it being pulled tight. Plus, what's that, about 6 inches? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, about 6 inches extra. Okay. Cut that off. Now, I very stupidly forgot to pick up my lighter. So, best way to seal these ends is in a lighter or a candle through a flame and just ping through like that. Okay. If you do that, it just seals the ends. You're then going to tie a knot in that end. Just tie the two ends together in a little knot. And like I said, a lighter will stop all that fraying. You just run that really, or a match, you know, just light it, put it through a flame. Okay, so that's one way. And we've got to do exactly the same, but in the opposite direction. So, safety pin on the end, or a bodkin, or whatever you're using. And you want to start on the opposite side. So you can see this one's coming out here. So my opposite, you know, don't go through one of these ones. My opposite is over here. Starting there, and off we go again. I think I was being thick. You weren't being thick at all, lovely. Not at all. I hadn't thought about the foot pedal thing about doing it on the floor until you said so. And it was only then I was like, oh, yeah, you can't use a foot pedal. It would have to be start-stop button. Yeah. Gold thread would be good. Yeah, I think it would, wouldn't it? I might pick up a little gold metallic thread. I've got some somewhere, and do my top stitch in that. I think it would be nice on this fabric. Yeah, good shape. But yeah, no, not being thick at all, Emma. That was a very valid observation. I hadn't even thought of it. There we go. Nearly there, all the way through that end. Like that. Okay, and again, just make sure that it's nice and flat and about 6 inches longer. Oh, no, don't pull it. Like that. Chop that off there. Take that safety pin out. Just realised I can see that I've twisted that there. Let me just untwist that ribbon before I tie the knot. Make sure it's all nice and flat, which it is. Oh, grab the two ends. Oh, I'm getting all fingers and thumbs. There we go. Tie a knot in the end. Secure them like that. I always tend to trim it at an angle, but then you need to seal that end. And then when I pull that up, there we go. Ooh, there is my little bag. Just pull. Now it's better when it's top stitched, but let me just get those edges out like that. There we go. Pull it up nice and tight, and you can then just bow it at the top to keep it all secure if you want to. Okay, but oh, I do love this fabric, and I'm not a purple girl, but these blues and purples together are gorgeous. So there we go, all done. What is this fabric range, please? This is called chromaticity. I can't say it. It's CHROMATICITY. Chromaticity. It's really hard to say. It's on our website, lovely. There we go. So lovely. It's a really roomy bag as well. Baby fabric could hold nappies. Yeah. Oh, well, how lovely! A lovely idea for like a baby shower present. You could easily put a pack of wipes in there, stack some nappies in there, you know, little comforter or something. Really nice. It'd be a very pretty gift bag. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, but like I said, I'm going to come back here now because I'm all done. So this one's for me. This one's for little man. This is for Jonah to hold all his trains in. So yeah, well, it had to be. He needed one. It's going to hold a lot of trains, and then this one I'm going to have because I think it's delicious, this fabric. But yeah, really nice idea. I like that idea making, maybe I make one for the new baby. I've got a new grandchild coming soon. We were hoping to find out what she was having last week, but the little toad wouldn't move around and kept its legs crossed, so we don't know whether it's a boy or girl. But she's got another scan next week, so hopefully we'll find out then. But yeah, really lovely little bag. I really like this pattern. It works very well. It's a Debbie Shaw pattern. I will put the link on our main Facebook page in a moment. I've got to do some work on the laptop now, so I will put the link up for where I bought the pattern from. It's a really fab little make. I think she actually did a live on it as well, which I didn't know until after I decided I was doing this hit tonight. Anyway, that's it from me. There isn't anything tomorrow because Sarah's mum's got a hospital appointment, so she's having to go and help her mum. And I didn't have time to prep another one. So nothing tomorrow. The next one now will be Tuesday next week. There will definitely be one Tuesday. There won't be a Wednesday night next week because I will be in Amsterdam. I fly Wednesday morning. But I imagine Sarah will do Tuesday, Thursday next week, just at 1 o'clock, and then hopefully we'll be back to normal the week after. All right. So yeah, that's it for me, my darlings. I'm gonna go and have some tea. I think Josh has done gammon, egg and chips, one of my faves. So I'm gonna go and eat that, and I will see you all next week on Tuesday. Don't forget Crate and Craft on Sunday. I'm on at 7 and 12. Tune in, send an email question, send me pictures of something you've done. It's always nice when I get questions in. So yeah, please do if you can. It's studio@crateandcraft.com if you want to send anything in. And I'll see you real soon. Take care, guys. Bye.